I am Storm, and recently the Minecraft movie just released, and I thought, well, I do Minecraft mainly on my channel, so why not give her a review? And then in the final part of this video, I'll give it a spoiler review on my favourite things shown in the movie. Starting off with my review, we'll talk about the casting choice. First of all, the main star, Jack Black as Steve, did a great job portraying Steve in a Minecraft movie. I enjoyed every scene he was in. He was funny and had a good vibe to him. I did hear rumours that the actor Steve Carell, was going to originally play as Steve in the movie. But hey, Jack Black was a great choice to portray as Steve. Along with the other cast as well, they were good playing their roles. Definitely a lot of funny moments in the movie, especially with Jason Momoa. Not saying the other cast weren't funny, I loved their performance in the movie as well, but Jason's performance definitely stood out more, and it's probably the funniest character on screen. Next up was the plot. Now, I personally loved the plot of the movie, but with Minecraft, the main story inside of the games is you enter a new world and you need to craft to survive, and then in the end, you fight the Ender Dragon, and then that's when you know you've completed the game. But with this movie, they took a different approach, where the movie follows these characters ending up in the Minecraft world, soon meeting Steve, and they have to find a new cube to travel back to the overworld. Meanwhile, the Piglin army is trying to steal the orb to destroy the overworld, because they do not like creativity. But that's all I'm going to say for now, until the spoiler recap starting shortly in this video. But that's basically the main review done. That is pretty much all I've got to say about what I liked about the movie without giving spoilers. Overall, for the action on the movie, I'm going to give it 4 stars. There was definitely some off moments with where the characters from the real world looked a bit out of place, but other than that, they had some really great scenes played out in this movie. For scariness, I'm going to give this a 1 star. Only reason why is because this movie is mainly for viewers of a young age. The only scary thing in this movie is the mobs when it turns nighttime in the overworld. Other than that, there isn't that many scary things in the movie. For comedy, this movie gets 4.5 stars. There are just so many funny moments in this movie. It's definitely one of the most funniest movies that have released in recent years. And finally, overall, my final score for this movie is 4.5 stars out of 5. Guys, we waited over a decade for this movie to get made, and finally it has been released for all of you with families, casual fans of the Minecraft games, or if you just love movies, this one is for you. But everyone has their own opinions on the movie, so let me know what you think whenever you get the chance to watch it yourself. Now, for anyone who doesn't want spoilers, please click away, and thank you for watching this. But for whoever doesn't care about them or has seen the movie, then continue watching this video. So, getting on to my favourite scenes shown off in this movie, let's talk about the side plot for this movie. A villager crossing into the overworld and getting hit by Henry's principal in a car was not something I was expecting. But I loved that side plot. It was definitely weird, but overall it was funny, and one of the things that caught me off guard the most was the credit scene. When the credits were rolling, we hear a villager speaking English.
Now I speak human and she speaks villager.
Now, I was a bit disappointed it wasn't the villager news voicing Nitwit. Yep, that's the name of the villager, Nitwit. But it definitely caught me off guard when I first heard the villager speaking English. Moving on to some action scenes. My god, there was a lot of outstanding moments in this movie. The visuals were amazing. Even though the character designs were questionable. That pink sheep at the start in the first trailer, people weren't really a fan of. But I loved the Elytra wingsuit sequence, where we see Steve, Henry and Garrett gliding away from a group of piglins to then end up crashing down at a mine, which will then lead them to one of the main areas of the movie, Woodland Mansion, leaving Dawn and Natalie behind to find their own way over to them. Another action scene I loved was definitely the final battle. My gosh, it was so visually impressive. And I love the idea of them making some sort of mega golem using boots of swiftness. And seeing that absolutely demolish some piglins was so fun to see. Especially that fight against the great hog. I believe it's what they called the huge pig with the nether blaster. A final action scene I loved, and that was also with the great hog, was the chase scene in a mine where the three characters had to use a minecart to escape the piglin ambush. It was really fun to see, which eventually ended up with the great hog getting blown up by a bunch of creepers, where you'd assume it died, but later comes back in the final battle. Now getting on to probably the emotional scene I found in this movie, Garrett's sacrifice. After escaping Woodland Mansion, Malgosha, the villain of the movie, ambushed Steve, Henry and Garrett, which then causes Steve and Henry to escape using a gas balloon, while Garrett stays behind to sacrifice himself by blowing up the area, leaving him dead. Well, that's what I thought at first, because then in the final battle, after Henry falls from the huge nether portal, he gets saved last minute by Garrett, who is somehow still alive after that explosion at Woodland Mansion. I thought that his faked death was probably the only emotional scene in the movie, but I wouldn't expect it to be that emotional for a kids' movie. Now moving on to the post-credit scene, possibly teasing a sequel, we have Steve back in the real world, going back to his old home he used to live in, but when he knocks at the door, we see a familiar-looking red-haired girl with a green shirt on named Alex answer the door. Steve had returned back because he had a chest left in the attic, and then Alex invites him inside, which then we finish the movie not getting a face reveal for Alex. My theory for the sequel is Steve explains to Alex about where he used to live and brings her to the world of Minecraft. Maybe they want to respawn the Ender Dragon, but it all goes wrong and somehow it enters the overworld. I don't know how that'll work, but maybe someone else finds out about the Minecraft portal and enters it, accidentally making a wither or mutant wither in the overworld. I don't know where they'll go for the sequel, but let me know your thoughts on this movie and the future it can head towards. But anyway, I am Storm, and this has been my Minecraft movie review and spoiler review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you whenever a sequel appears for another review. Bye!